Hello, today the fit is green because we're going to be talking about eco-conscious witchcraft, specifically about jars. One thing that I love doing in my practice is reusing a good jar. This is a pickle jar. This is going to be holding some broadleaf plantain. I have some drying across the room. It's going to go in this big one because I use a lot of it in my practice. But you can literally use any jar. This is rose petals, and I keep it in an old salsa jar that I actually got the scent out of. Prego jar, like pasta sauce that I lost the lid off of. This I actually got from some of my in-laws. It's got a science experiment in it. It's growing a crystal, but this used to be like an olive jar, and look how cute this little thing is. Like, I've got like a label on it. It used to be syrup, but it crystallized and it's stuck in the bottom. So you can really use any jar in your practice. Like, I reuse a lot of spice jars, for example. Something that's like really cool to do is, like, if you know you're going to be buying something that you would originally get in like a plastic jar, but it has an option to come in glass, you can always opt for that. Like, Martinelli's apple juice always comes in glass, and it's fantastic. It's like the best apple juice I've ever had. But you can like also buy jars to use in your practice too. This is my gutter water, and I keep it in this like glass skull jar that I got at Michael's like a few years ago. I got this jar from Specialty Bottle, which is like the same place I get the jars for the black salt that I make for my shop. And this is what I hold my wasps in. All of these died naturally. I find them all over the place. Don't at me. Jar that I got like in a 12-pack from Walmart. I hold my clover in. I'm almost out, but I got more drying across the room. And then this is a jar. I don't know where this came from because my mom gave me this. This is what I hold my saffron in. This one isn't even labeled because I don't really need a label for it. I don't need people knowing it's saffron. But like, you can really just use any jar you find lying around for your practice. You don't have to go and like aesthetically, sorry for the sound, you don't have to go and aesthetically curate like perfect little jars for each thing. Like, you can just use a jar because of like the size of it. Like, I use a lot of rose, so I put it in a bigger jar. I use a lot of broadleaf plantain, so I put it in an even bigger jar. Obviously, saffron's not going to go in that big of a jar, but, like, I don't use that much clover in my practice, but I use enough of it in order to warrant, like, a jar about this size, and I'll refill it, like, multiple times throughout the spring and the summer because it grows so much outside. So, just really reusing a lot of these things in your practice is just a really good way to be eco-conscious, make sure it's not, like, being wasted by being thrown out and things like that.